Right, listeners' questions. You ready? Mm-hmm. My sister and my boyfriend hate each other, and I feel so stuck in the middle. They disagree on everything and barely acknowledge each other anymore. It's affecting my relationships with both of them. What should I do? From Fia. My sister and my boyfriend hate each other.
That's a hard one.
That is very hard.
Have you ever had that? Anyone where you just think, I don't like him?
Oh, yes.
All right then.
Yeah. Let me stop myself from saying any names.
I had an ex. I had an ex, and Kesha.
Oh, I just could not stand him.
She didn't even hide.
Were you right though?
Like
Were you right?
I still can't stand him.
Oh, yeah.
To this day. No, I'm joking.
Honestly, he would come round, and it got to the point where he really wanted to please her so much, because he just knew that she just wasn't feeling him at all.
Yeah.
She wouldn't hide it at all. She'd just cut her eye, give a little side eye when he'd come in the house, things like that.
I was younger. I was a teenager.
So, yeah.
I mean, luckily it wasn't anything too serious. If it was a serious relationship, there would be an issue.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my sister's, she's me. Like, you need to get on. Like,
Yeah.
you come as part of the package, right?
You know what? I feel like, sorry, what was her name?
Fia.
I feel like Fia. I feel like this is a Fia issue. Fia needs to be the mediator
Yes.
here, because
Yeah.
you know, if I didn't like Fleur's husband, for example, she would mediate that for me.
I would.
And if Fleur's husband didn't like me, she would have to be.
He wouldn't be here.
He'd be gone. There'd be a divorce on the table. So, you know, she needs to be the mediator. So I feel like this is a Fia issue. There's something has happened, something gone
Yeah.
wrong, some lack of communication. She needs to sort out.
There you go. Me and my sister are both getting married next year, and she's stealing all of my ideas. I chose sage green for my bridesmaids' dresses, and she has now chosen the same. Her wedding is first, so it will look like I'm copying her. Do I have a right to ask her to change the colour of her dresses?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I mean, first of all, sisters getting married in the same year, that's a big no-no
Yeah,
for
that's a
me.
big
I
no-no.
feel like whoever started the trend,
Yeah.
then you should just go the next
Other
year.
one,
Yeah.
wait. You
Go
wait.
the next year.
We would never do that.
No.
We would never, ever get married in the same year, ever.
You need your moment.
You need your moment.
You need
and,
to be like the bride.
Yeah.
and also your family. Think
Yeah.
of the expenses.
The expense.
Do you know what? We would never copy each other's ideas.
No.
You just wouldn't do it. Even if
Mm.
you entertained the idea of sage green, you let it go because your sister chose it first. You know, your relationship as sisters is more important than the colour of the dresses.
Right.
But when I read things like that, it makes me think that maybe they're not as close. Because I'm really close
Yeah.
to my brother. You two are really close. Other siblings aren't always that
Yeah,
close.
that's true.
In which case, who cares? I'd go and elope and wear sage green.
Or do everything the same and get married the same day.
Yeah, just do it together.
Save the money, my God. I mean, it's not helpful, but do I have a right to ask her to change the colour of her dresses? I think that's Megan. It's a question for Megan.
I'm gonna say hard no on that one.
Yeah, no.
Everyone's entitled to their own wedding day and what they want, and unfortunately, if
She
you
got
want
in
sage
first,
green,
love. Sucks to be you.
Yeah,
That's it.
Also, sage green ain't that great a colour on all skin
really
tones.
not
So
that great.
Pick a new colour.
Pick a new colour. I find it very challenging spending time with my... Oh, wow, okay. Okay, they use the word feral. Wait for it. I find it very challenging spending time with my sister's children. I know that sounds awful, but they are absolutely feral, and she doesn't discipline them at all. I feel terrible to say that about my niece and nephew, but they are a nightmare, and it's very embarrassing in public. How do I tell her?
Oh,
Faye, you got to tell her.
I feel like you would tell me.
I would tell you, and I would tell the
you.
kids too. I'd be like, sit down.
Yeah,
I
you
would
got to
tell
be
them
honest.
off. Yeah, of course.
I feel like, well, the thing is, I said the whole time that I was pregnant with Nova that I felt like a surrogate for my sister. I felt like
She was a surrogate
I was
for
like
me,
the
yeah.
vessel for your children.
yeah.
And I feel like I will feel the same
Yeah.
when you eventually have kids. So it's like, yeah, my kids are your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids are mine. I think we would both discipline
Yeah,
them.
I mean, I changed Nova's nappies. If she didn't listen to me, I'd be like, I changed your nappies.
Right? Yeah.
You listen to me. So yeah, I would. I mean, it takes a village. That's what they say. So I almost feel like she should be helping to discipline these children.
Yeah.
but just tell her.
Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe the sister's overwhelmed.
Yeah, maybe
or
she needs
maybe
help.
maybe the partner doesn't want her to be strict or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense. I think
wouldn't-
she should discipline the children.
I
as
would
well.
be disciplining those
Yeah.
kids.
Get involved.
You don't have to hit them. I'm not
Yeah.
suggesting you get violent. Don't
No.
call social services. Usually an eyebrow will do it.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
eyebrow. Changing the tone of
Yeah.
voice.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Do I look happy? My sister and I run a business together, and lately she hasn't been pulling her weight. Oh, this is by the Kardashians.
No,
How do I
is that
address
my one?
this? That's a bit unfair. She's just had a baby.
Did you change your name? Did you make it?
You're sending in questions.
She just had a baby called Nova. And
How do I address this without causing conflict in our personal relationship? Well, babes, you should have thought of that before you had the business relationship.
This is very true. But this is what we say. We always
Yeah.
have constructive conversations.
Yeah.
We'd have to bring it to the table. You just have to talk it out. You
I
have
mean,
to.
you're sounding very Jada Pinkett Smith right now. Let's bring it to the table.
so, what is your relationship before you start business? Don't start business with someone that you can't have a personal, constructive relationship with.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same in business. But now, wow, I don't know. Get a mediator. That's what I would say.
Get
a
someone to
mediator.
mediate. Yeah. Because
Who
it's
would it
tough,
be
isn't
out of you two? If you did ever fall out, who would it be?
It'd be her, innit? No, I'm joking. Who would be our mediator?
Yeah.
Probably our mum.
Yeah, our mum or my husband's pretty good. Even though he's my husband,
He'll put
he
you in
doesn't
your
just
place
side
too.
with me. No,
Yeah.
he puts me in
That's
my
like
place.
mine.
He can be impartial.
Mine turns on me all the time. I'm like, you're supposed to be on my side.
That's what I say all the time.
Yeah. And he's like, well, it's the kids, isn't it? Oh, the kids. Oh. World's smallest violin. Right.
Love that.
My sister has recently got into a relationship and I never see her anymore. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
We used to, what are we
This
like?
one.
We used to see each other every week and now she just wants to spend all her time with her new boyfriend. She's also really changed and I feel like I don't know who she is anymore. Should I confront her or just wait until this honeymoon period passes? Nikki.
Confront.
Confront.
I think if
head
it's
on.
a sibling, it's confront.
You've
It's
got
always confront.
Do you know what? Me and you've been the opposite. I remember
Yeah.
when I first got with my husband Marcel, my sister would come round and he would know to just leave the room because he knew that we were
Yeah.
just going to be talking all night. That's it.
He's like, I'm off.
As soon as you come into the house,
Right, she's here again.
that's
Leave
it, isn't it? Like it's just
Yeah.
the default. It's sister time.
But it's, you know what, if you make your sister or family member, whatever, a priority, then your partner just falls in line
That's
with it.
it.
Yeah.
So, look.
And it doesn't mean he'll never be the priority.
Yeah. I mean, these honeymoons, they don't last today. Let's be
don't.
honest.
They don't.
Let's be honest, they really don't.
These guys.
How long have you been together? You and
Oh,
Marcel?
14 years now.
And how long have you been with your fiancé?
3 years.
Oh, look, she's fresh with the joys of youth.
3 years.
3 years.
I'm
I
like
love it
14.
so
How
much.
many
I have never been deluded in this honeymoon.
No, you haven't.
You know what? Being delulu is the worst thing you can do because when it all comes crashing down,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to run back to your sister, run back to your friends, and they won't be there for you. So I would say, Nikki's sister, you need to get it together because
Get it together,
you're
man.
going to be calling Nikki
Yeah.
on speed dial in a few years.
He's been horrible
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, whose fault's that?
Yeah.
As soon as it crumbles, you're going to need your sister.
Yeah.
So
The amount of times I've gone to Fleur's house, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. through the years. So
Did you ever have that big sister moment of I'm going to kill him and then just like start putting your shoes on, hold my earrings?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll get my Vaseline out. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, she could have been in jail a few times to be fair.
That's quite, I mean, that also goes into adulthood as well. Like there's plenty of times where you're like, I'll just take you out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very protective.
Yeah.
Has it got worse since you had a baby?
Yes,
It's fierce, isn't it? It's bizarre.
Yes,
It's,
that
talk
mother
about
bear.
feral. Talk about feral.
the mother bear
Yeah,
instinct.
she's feral now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's your mum like as a nan?
Feral.
Feral.
Feral. They're all,
Mum's
I'm just
feral.
surrounded by ferals now.
Feral.
Mum is like, she's so
Oh
protective.
my god! I literally, if I go to Fleur's house and my mum or my auntie are there, I'm just not going to touch my niece. Basically, just forget
that's
it. I just go when they're not there now.
I flicked a switch when my granddaughter was born. I thought I was like fierce and protected before, and now I'm like, it's like being on another planet.
Oh yeah.
And the only people, like if I have people saying, oh, your grandmother, you wouldn't know, you never mentioned it. And I'm like, you can tell you don't have grandkids. Because the only people who ever seem to complain about it online or leave a trolly comment are people who don't have kids or grandkids. Because every woman who's had a grandkid is like, I am so with you. I would push my son in front of a bus to save his kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally.
Our mum would do that.
Yeah.
She would do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like something else switches and you're like, oh, I remember what this was like in the early days, but it never goes away. It never goes away. You're like,
It's like a forever honeymoon period.
I'm like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like a psychopath. You know, like my granddaughter said something about something in school and my head turned so quick I thought I was going to get whiplash. and I won't say the child's name, you know, and I just went, let's say it was Brian, because it won't be anyone called Brian in 2024, will it? And I went, where does Brian live? and my husband's looking at me like, he's 3.
You're going after this 3-year-old.
Calm down. Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll speak to the mother. It's fine. But I have that relationship with my daughter and I just say, you never have to get excited or upset. I'll get off. I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
I'll get
Let
off.
me deal with this.
I'll deal with it. You can have like literally a need to know basis. You'll be fine.
Nans and their grandkids. Mm-mm.
Don't mess.
No.
Oh, here we go. My teenage daughters are constantly at loggerheads over borrowing each other's clothes without permission. Well, that's stealing. That's not borrowing, is it? It's a nearly daily occurrence and is becoming unbearable to listen to. What can I do to make them stop? Did you have any of that? Because you've got a 5-year difference.
No,
so
we had that.
Oh,
we
you
had
did?
all of
Okay,
that.
great.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it up.
Kesha. I mean, at one point...
She just said, by the way, she just went, so, Kesha.
Yeah.
Kesha.
Honestly, she would walk into my house. There was a time where Kesha would walk into my house and my wardrobe was like a clothing store. She would just walk in and go, yeah, so I'm thinking this,
I just popped down to my local Fleurs, grab a dress for the night.
The worst offence. The worst offence.
Nah!
Yeah, I'm gonna expose
This gets resurrected every year, by the way.
Love it.
The
I'm
worst,
just going to get
so
comfy.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
let's
Worst
go for it.
offence.
Just
Legs
so
up.
you know. Right, go on.
Every year.
I'm halfway across the world, down under, doing I'm a Celebrity.
You
right?
didn't raid her house and she wasn't
comes.
there.
I did.
She comes into the jungle.
Her husband let me in. To be fair, it wasn't a robbery.
He won't make
You
that
know.
mistake again, will he?
She comes into the jungle to surprise me. So I haven't seen my family for like 3 weeks.
And she's wearing your clothes.
I walk in, I'm bawling my eyes out. I hug her. I get over that. And then I just pull away and I go, is that my dress? She comes into the jungle wearing my designer dress as well into the jungle.
Alexander Wang in the jungle.
And then I find out she's been doing all this PR, going on Lorraine and that,
Yeah,
wearing
yeah, yeah.
all my clothes.
So you know what? At the time, I was like, she's in Australia. She ain't gonna see this, and didn't think that yet. Google, YouTube, press. Yeah, it was a bad day for me. But you know what? To be fair,
Spoken like a young,
right?
it was a bad day for me.
But to be fair,
Can I have it wasn't my fault, yeah?
In my defence, right? In my defence, which this might be relevant to the question.
wanna
She
hear
might
this.
have a defence. They didn't. It was a surprise. So that day I went to the jungle looking all good.
It was a surprise.
Luxury. And they were like, oh, surprise, you're going to go to the jungle. And then I was like, oh, no. Can we go back and change? And they said no. So I just had to go there in the Alexander Wang.
Do you know what though? This is how we settled this, because we used to have arguments all the time. And the thing that I just conceded, and I was like, look, you can borrow anything you want of mine. The only rule I have is if I haven't worn it yet, you can't wear it.
That's a fair rule.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's how they can settle it.
And I feel like they can, yeah. And if one damages another one's item, you have to
gotta
replace it.
replace it.
And then you can share.
There you go, Anne. Sort it out. My little sister is having a baby before me, and whilst I'm happy for her, I am also struggling with feelings of jealousy. Being the oldest, I wanted to be the first to give our parents a grandchild. Am I being unreasonable? Jessie.
Oh.
No, you're being unreasonable. Don't be a dick.
Oh, that's sad though, isn't
behave
it?
yourself. You're already the eldest, and I say this as the eldest. You've been the eldest your whole life. Let the sister have something else.
Do you know what? That is so true.
Let her have. She's having a kid. She beat you to it, babes. Tough shit. Get on with it. It's going to be your niece or nephew.
But do you know what, actually? Come on, guys.
Savage.
Being the baby is really nice. You get treated with a lot of privileges. So she should be happy. If her child's going to be the youngest grandchild, I was the youngest grandchild. I got treated like a baby by everyone. I got spoiled.
You did,
It was amazing.
You did.
Oh, look.
She
I
can have
think,
that
did you hear that as well? You did. Yeah.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
We called her little one for years.
I still am little one.
She's
Even
still
though I've got
little
little
one.
siblings, I'm still the little one,
still little one.
guys. So, that's a prime time spot she's got waiting for her there.
I think she
Little
needs
one?
to have a word with herself. That's a real personal
Yeah.
battle.
She should go
she's
to
going
therapy
through
for that. There's something unresolved
So
there.
I'm the bad one, but you're sending her to therapy, right?
There's something
okay.
unresolved there, definitely. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this. Okay, what are your top tips for working with a family member? You need to get on.
Have a mediation service.
Yeah,
Have a
available to you.
mediation service.
learn to separate family and business. You have to
Yeah.
separate the two.
If you're arguing about shea butter one day, you need to be coming out and going to your christening the next. And
Yeah,
just-
you have to put it to bed.
That sounds like that was from experience.
Yeah.
If you're arguing about shea butter,
Let the shea butter argument go, Kesh.
I like
don't bring it to podcasts. No, I just try not to mix business.
Don't
and
conflate the
pleasure.
two. Yeah. Have a discussion about business, put it to bed, end it there, and then be sisters, be siblings after that.
Right, last one. My sister and my cousin have fallen out. It's been happening for ages and I'm stuck in the middle. What do? I feel like I'm being pulled in both directions.
No, there's there's only one direction.
There's no middle. There's only one way.
Like,
The
that's it.
sibling way.
The sibling way.
Oh yeah, like we have a rule. If we fall out with any family member, like,
Or just
we're-
anyone in general, I would
anyone,
imagine.
we're a united front. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If you're Kesh's enemy, you're my enemy.
Yeah.
Mine-
No,
mean,
and
you catch them.
take it from me, viewer, I wouldn't want to be that.
This is what we do.
Yeah, like I will not speak to someone if they have pissed my sister off.
Yeah.
It's just done. It's over. There's not even. It's just even. There's not even an explanation. Oh, we're not friends with that person anymore. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know.
So we're not talking to.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me know.
And what did she do again? Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay,
it doesn't
cool.
even matter. It doesn't even
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
At
Doesn't
this point,
matter.
it doesn't, because it's like, well, that's not going to work. All our friends merge together. So, like, if we have family parties, if we have events, my friends will go to her party and vice versa. So it just wouldn't work, you know?
I mean, it's pretty intense. You can't get in the way of a sister and a cousin.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
You
There's no
can't-
middle.
No,
I
you
don't even know
can't
what
pick.
this. That's
Yeah.
not even a dilemma, is
Yeah,
it?
that's not. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
to
you
us
must
with some real
have,
problems.
unless you grew up with the cousin and your sister, someone you just met on, that program
Yeah.
that Davina does,
Right.
where she
Yeah,
reunites
long lost
people,
family
long lost
members.
family.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
you've just been
yeah.
reunited with said sister,
Right.
she's your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just
Oh,
no
yeah.
picking between sisters and
Get a grip.
cousins.
Even
No.
now, I still hate kids on the street that bullied my little brother. He's 40-odd. Oh, I'll have him too.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
round to the house.
Oh, yeah.
I went round because I'm 9 years old. I was like, is your mum in? And I knew his mum and dad went in. I pulled a blinder. He had bullied him on the bus, and he came in. He was like upset. And he was like, "Don't say anything. Don't say." I was, "Don't say anything." Your jaw goes tight.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Love that.
Don't say anything. My mum's going, "Go say something. Go." And when I knocked on the door, I was like, "Is your mum in?" No, she's not. Is she?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought. Touch my brother again, you're gonna know.
Do you know what? I was actually untouchable in school, thank God. Because
bet you were.
Fleur was 5 years older. So when I was in year 7, she was in sixth form. It was beautiful. I could
You
just
little spoiled
walk
brat.
around.
Oh, isn't she?
So There was no
spoiled.
initiation into high school for me because
You were
everyone
like,
just
"Do you
left
know
me
who my
alone.
sister is?"
My sister's Fleur. Who? Fleur. Go to sixth form if you don't know.
Yeah, I had to take all the bullying, all the hatred, all of that to pave the way for you.
You're like,
You were
it's not
nice.
going to happen to my sister.
I didn't have any backup, so I was your
Heavy is the
backup.
head that wears the crown, Fleur.
That's it. Heavy is the head. It really is.
I mean, could that have been spoken more like a dismissive sibling?
Yeah, I know.
Heavy as
Heavy
the
is the
head,
head,
Fleur,
Fleur.
whatever.
Wear the crown. 18 karat gold, babes. Enjoy it.
We are definitely getting you two back for another round. I feel it's going to be like listeners' questions, but actually it's going to be, do you really want to know the answer?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like come to me with some real questions. Come to me with some real problems.
Truth hurts.
problems,
Truth
yeah.
hurts, Caroline. That's it. Truth hurts.
And this week's edition is called The Truth Hurts.